decided to...
یه جورایی ترسکه میشم که استرم من میشیشم جسمی سطح جسمی شیشه خیلی میشه.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
یه سمت میشه و مثل در چپ میره شپی واقعا من میترسم ولی یه سان بیبسم میتونم جان بازیش ترسناک بود با بگم تو درسته میشه یه با یه سعیم طبقه بیلانت بالا میکنه تا طبقه رئیسش برسه تا رئیس چه حس بدی بازی دارم ترسه یه دفعه منشی.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, yanlış şey bu. yanlış میگه پشت میز رئیست. آره اینجاست.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 28. Yet incredibly, by pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Jesus Christ. Hadi بزنم. نه میشینه نه میخوای. خب این مرحله بعد.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
اما جمله این جوابش بشیم.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
فضا میگه که اگه چیز باشه، اگه استنلی باشه میره توی مایند کنترل فکلتی. ترسناکه آجی اینجا. شامت ببندم بکنم بسته نشد. پایین نگاه کنیم بریم. ترسناک داره آجی.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
اینجا قایم شده. کانت استنده خونم. نوشتم. نه.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored it. This place where freedom meant nothing.
Come بازیم کیاس شلان شدن نشه. نه هیچی نفهم چطور میگفت، ولی فکر کنم گفتش که اینا کلی صفحه مانیتوره که همه اینا آدمن که ببین تو کل اینا خب میبینی فقط اون قرمزه 103 یا ببین دقیقا پایین 103 که کم اتاقی منه یا اتاق استنلیه شماره 104 خب و فکر کنم 700 نمیدونم دقیقا. اخراج شدن اینا 2 نفر و احتمالا کشون استنلی بوده نمیدونم دقیقا. این چیه؟ تو داری؟ هیچ. اوکی بله این بازیه چیه؟ منم بره بالا.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
میگه چیزی توش قبول کنه مثلا که اون هنوز خوشحال نمی‌کردش و ناراحت بود با این شغل
his own life in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
قانونی شغلی حرف میزنه که میگه باید قانونمند باشیم مثلا یه قانونمند نبود.
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
آفلاینه باید روشنش کنیم فکر کنم که ببین این دیگه همه چیز حرف میزنه گفتش چی ایتینگ خوردن راه رفتن حرف زدن تمام کاری که آدم عادی میکنن میگفت همه با دستگاه کنترل میشه. فکر کنم تو مغز این اسکندیه
And when at
هستی.
last he found the source of the loom's...
فهمیدم.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley,
من
I
تا آدم رو
have all the
کنترل
effort, I
کنم.
really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I said the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you...
بذار بگم که ما تو مغزشیم میگه تو نباید این کار میکردی، میدونی که و اگر این کار کردی الان نمیتونی اینجا بمونی. اگه تا 2 دقیقه طول میکشه که مغزش ریستارت شه. اگه تو اینجا بمونی قطعا میمیری به حالات میمیری. اگه اینجا بمونی میخوای بمونی، میگه ما کسی که موندن چه کردن نابودشون کرده کلا. و البته بازم توضیح میده، میگه که بهت میگم البته توضیح میده دقیقاً چه اتفاقی واسهشون دقیقاً بیشتر افتاده.
Sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this though, this version of events has been wildly amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. Oh goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game will be Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
اوکی منم کشت. حالا من باختم یا جزی بازیه؟ فکر من باختم. آره
All of his co-workers were gone.
داستان میره از اول.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
من
Perhaps he had simply
میکنم
missed a memo.
حرف میگیرم.
And when at last he found...
Okay, was this
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
You found this?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lived, it would be and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
و استنلی خوشحال بودش میگه بچه‌ها میتونید این کار کنید، میتونید زندگی کارمندی داشتید تا آخر عمر، میتونید که میتونید خودتون رو آزاد کنید. باحال بود. بچه‌ها مرسی که ویدیو رو دیدید، امیدوارم لذت برده باشین از این ویدیو. من لایک کنید، سابسکرایب کنید و اگه دوست دارید بازی دیگه بذارم مثلا زیر همین پست کامنت بذارید، من واسهتون سعی می‌کنم بازی رو توی چند هفته آینده بذارم. ممنونم. خداحافظ.